Dear students, subject code is CS8392, subject name is Object Oriented Programming. In this video, we will discuss about the topic static members from the first unit, Introduction to Object Oriented Programming and Java Fundamentals. Static members. Consider defining a class member that will be used independently of any object of that class. A class member can be accessed only in conjunction with an object of its class. We can create a member that can be used by itself without referring to a specific instance. Precede its declaration with the keyword static to create such a member. Suppose we are declaring a member as static, it is accessed before any objects of its class are created and without any reference to object. Declare both methods and variables to be static. Example of a static member is main. It is declared as static because it must be called before any objects exist. Instance variables declared as static are global variables. When objects of its class are declared, no copy of a static variable is made. All instances of the class share the same static variable. Restrictions on methods declared as static. They can only directly call other static methods. They can directly access static data. They cannot refer to this or super in any way. If we want to do computation in order to initialize the static variables, we can declare a static block that gets executed exactly once when the class is first loaded. Next one is a Java program for static member. Here we are going to demonstrate that a static member can be accessed before you are going to instantiate a class. So here test is the class and M1 method is the static method. This method will print from M1. Next we have the main method. Here we are going to call M1 without creating the object of class test. So M1 method is called. So when M1 method is called, in the previous slide, from M1 will be printed. So the output will be from M1. So here the static member is illustrated using this Java program without creating any object of test class. Next one is static block. Suppose we need to do computation for initializing the static variables, we can declare a static block that gets executed exactly once when the class is first loaded. For example, consider the following Java program to demonstrate the use of static blocks. So here a test is the class. We have two integer static variables a and b. A value is 10. Then here we have the static block. So static block initialized will be printed using this static block, and b is assigned as a into 4. So the value of a will be multiplied by 4 and that value will be obtained. So the value of a is 10. So 10 into 4 is 40. B value will be 40. Then we have the main function, main method. In main method we are going to print from main, then we will be printing value of a, that is the value of a will be printed, then we will be printing value of b, that is the value of b will be printed. So in the previous slide we can know that a value is 10, so 10 will be printed as value of a, and B value is 40. So 40 will be printed as the value of B. So this is the output. So the static block initialized, that line will be printed, and from main will be printed, and the value of A 10 will be printed, and value of B 40 will be printed. Next, we have a program to demonstrate static variables, methods and blocks. Here the class name is useStatic. So inside the class we have the static integer variable A, which has the value 3. Then B is also a static integer variable. We have the static method meth with the parameter x value passed. Here x is the integer variable, and within meth static method we will be printing x value, a value and b value. Next the program continues. So this is the static block. In static block we are going to print static block initialized. Then we are making b equal to a into 4. So the value of a in the previous slide is 3. So 3 into 4 will be 12. B value will be 12. Then in main method we have meth function, which is called, the value 42 is passed. So this value 42 will be passed in this meth static method. So 42 is the value of x here. So x equal to 42. So 42 will be, x equal to 42 will be printed. Then a value is already 3. So a equal to 3 will be printed. Then b value is a into 4. So 3 into 4 12. 12 will be printed. So this is the final output. Static block initialized, that line is printed. Then x equal to 42, a equal to 3 and b equal to 12. Next we have static method from outside this class. So outside of the class in which they are defined, static methods and variables can be used independently of any object. Specify the name of their class followed by the dot operator. For example, to call a static method from outside its class, use the general form class name dot method. Here class name is the name of the class in which the static method is declared. This format is similar to that used to call non-static methods through object reference variables. A static variable can be accessed in the same way by use of the dot operator on the name of the class. Thus Java implements a controlled version of global methods as well as global variables. An example is given. So here we have static demo as the class name. Within that class you have a as the static integer variable which has the value 42, and b as the static integer variable with the value 99. Then we have call me static method. Inside that method a value will be printed. So a equal to 42 will be printed. The program continues. We have a static by name as class name. Then in main method we are going to call the method static demo dot call me. So we have to go to static memo dot call me method, that is a value will be printed. Then we have to print b value, b equal to static demo dot b. So static demo dot b variable. So we are going to call both the static method and static variable. This is the output. A value is 42 and B value is 99. Then we have static method to change the value of static variable. So here we have the class student. Inside the class we have roll number as integer variable. Then we are declaring name as string data type variable. Then initially the variable college is assigned as MAM. So this college is the string of static type. The static method to change the value of static variable. So we are going to change this MAM to some other value. So college is the static variable. We are going to change its value. So for that we have a change method as static method. Here we are assigning college equal to mam set. So previously it was MAM, now it is changed as mam set. Then we have constructor to initialize the variable. So student is the class name. So here student is the constructor. We have a R as integer variable and N as string variable. So values will be passed to these parameters. So roll number will be R and name will be N. That is the student's roll number and name are obtained here. Then we have the method to print the values using display method. So roll number, name and college will be printed. Then we have test static method. So here we are going to test the class to create and display the values of object. Inside that we have main method. So initially we are calling the student.change method. So here student.change method will be called college equal to mam set. Then we are going to create objects. So S1, S2, S3 are objects. Using the new operator we are going to assign roll numbers and names as 101 and Ajay for S1 object, 102 and Bala for second object, 103 and Dinesh for S3 third object. Now we are going to call the display method. So in display method we are going to print roll number, name and college. So S1.display means roll number 101, name Ajay and college name mam set will be printed. S2.display means output will be 102 Bala and mam set, and S3.display means output will be 103 Dinesh and mam set. Next one is static method that performs a normal calculation. A simple program. Here a class is the calculate. So within the calculate class we have cube method which is static method, and here we are going to find the cube, that is x into x into x. We are going to return it. Then in main method we are going to calculate by calling calculate.cube of 5. So go to calculate.cube, that is x into x into x, that is 5 into 5 into 5, that is 125. That value will be assigned to result. So result equal to 125, which is integer. Now result will be printed. So output will be 125. 125 will be printed. Next one is program of the counter without static variable. So we are going to demonstrate the use of an instance variable. So here class name is counter. Initially count value is 0. So in counter method we are going to increment the value of count by using count plus plus. Then we are going to print the value of count. In main method we are going to create three objects C1, C2 and C3, and using counter method we are going to assign, that is counter method means count plus plus, so the value of count will be incremented and that value will be count value will be printed. So what will be the value for C1? Initially count is 0, so count plus plus means 1, so 1 will be printed. Then again we have a counter C2 equal to new counter method, means here we have created an instance variable named count which is incremented in the constructor. Since instance variable gets the memory at the time of object creation, each object will have the copy of the instance variable. If it is incremented, it won't reflect other objects, so each object will have the value 1 in the count variable. So the C2 object will also have the same 1. Similarly C3 object will also have the same one, that is each time counter method is called, so count is increased from 0 to 1 and 1 will be printed. So C1, for C1 also 1 will be printed, C2 also 1 will be printed, C3 also 1 will be printed. Thanks for watching.